Hey everybody, I'm Hope.
And I'm Samson. And this is Charlie.
This is the second installment of our new YouTube channel. It's called Hope for Samson. And today we're going to talk to you about how I went an entire year without shopping.
So last time we talked about my decision when I came back home after that long drive with Bane of sitting down and saying, okay, we're going to commit to this whole financial freedom debt payoff plan. This week, we're going to talk a little bit about what some decisions that you made, Hope.
I was feeling extremely called to go an entire year without shopping.
We're going to tell you a few statistics that are probably important to know about shopping.
So in 1 year, and the average individual in the Western world will spend about $1,800 on clothing. So that's about $150 to around $400 was the average spent. Most women in America have about 7 items in their closet that they have never worn. And the average woman in America will purchase about 62 items to add to their wardrobe in a single year.
So when Hope told me that she planned on spending a year without shopping for clothes, I was just like, okay, I just want you to know I didn't ask for this.
You didn't.
Like, I wanted to make sure she knew that I am not on the hook for this.
I was actually nervous telling him because I didn't want him to feel like I was doing this because of him. It was actually a very personal decision that I made. I didn't want to contribute to the consumeristic mindset that I had become accustomed to. I spent a little less than a year in Western Africa working in a hospital there. I'm a registered nurse, and it taught me so many things about myself and about self-denial and frugality and what the rest of the world lives like. And so when I was living there, I really only had one suitcase that had everything I owned inside of it. I never felt like I didn't have enough or that I wasn't able to be creative in my choices or expressive in my outfit choices. It just really wasn't a priority. And really, in the context of that culture, I had a ton. And so I felt wealthy even in that state. And then coming back to America, I quickly became wrapped up again in this consumeristic mindset that I really wanted to distance myself from when Samson and I started our journey on the step-free adventure.
Hope came up with some rules on what she could and could not do. So let's outline the rules, babe.
Okay, so first of all, I could not purchase any clothing item. I could not purchase any accessory items, no shoes, no belts, no jewelry, nothing of that nature, no purses. Couldn't purchase hair products. I didn't purchase makeup except mascara and foundation, and no skin products either. I'm sure a lot of people thought that I was crazy. I didn't even let my personal, very close friends know exactly how extreme I was being. But I had so many bottles of perfumes and lotions and hair products laying around. So for the whole year, I never went without. It was just a matter of using up my supply that I had already purchased previously.
Okay, so I have a question for you.
Yeah.
Was there any point in the year that you went without shopping that you were like, oh, I seriously regret doing this?
Yeah, there was more than one. I mean, you know, a lot of trends pop up over a year spent of time, and so there would be these moments where I'd be like, man, if I had just purchased that one staple item, like that vest that I could pair with anything, that would be so helpful, and I'd look so much more fashionable. And oh, there was definitely moments where I was tempted to break my own rules for myself, but I didn't. One of the things I did allow for myself was to purchase gifts for other people. It allowed me to put a lot more thoughtfulness into not specifically birthday presents or presents for special occasions, but just items here and there, small ones that I could show somebody that I loved, that I was thinking about them, caring about them, and that thoughtfulness really did grow, people noticed that.
Okay, so what about for some of those folks that are watching this? It's okay, well, if I try to do something like that, like, do you have any like advice or tips on how you can still look somewhat current in your fashion and not look like you're dressing from the 90s?
One of the best tools that I can recommend is Pinterest. So if you do have several staple items, this is called what they call a capsule closet. You have a gray t-shirt or a black sweater or black tights. I would go to Pinterest and I would type in black tights outfit, and a bunch of these outfits will show up. And whatever items are similar to the items that you have in your closet, that kind of helps you to pair outfits together so that you look a little bit more current and a little bit more creative in your outfit selection. And honestly, people still complimented me on my outfits. People still said, "Hey, where'd you get those shoes?" a year into this adventure. So.
And you know who complimented her the most? Me.
You did a good job. More often than not, people don't notice what you're wearing. You are much more aware of how you're presented to other people than what other people feel. And so...
That's true. Most of the time, people don't care what you're wearing.
No.
They're probably more worried about what they're wearing.
So it is humbling to notice that, oh, well, people don't really care what I'm wearing anyway. But in truth, it's really about prioritization. And this was a priority in our life to be able to step back and decide what was most important.
So next week, we're actually going to talk about the nitty-gritty and talk about actual numbers. We're going to talk about our plan that we executed to pay off $95,000 in 22 months.
That's right, so stay tuned. If you like this video, go ahead and click subscribe, and then we will see you next time.
See you guys.
Bye.
If you're watching this and you're saying, hey, how do I tell my wife to give up clothes shopping for a year?
You can't make that decision.
Just don't. Don't do that.
That's our advice for the whole thing.
Right?